So the next thing I need to do is actually add the guide section, which is sometimes not necessary, sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's already there, but in this case it's not. So I've got to add it. So right underneath my click track, I'm going to create a new track, and we'll call this guide. I don't know why I'm getting such strange. And actually, I need two guides because I have a recorded guide library, and then I have a guide track that I'm going to record the title of the song on. So I'm going to create two. I'll call this one guide 2. Okay, so I'm going to start adding my my guide cues in here, and if you have to end up doing guides, it'd probably be a good idea for you to create a guide library so that you could just drag your files in. On this track, I announced the title of the song, so if I hit play on that, you never let go. So in this track, I'm going to drag all of my normal cues that I have a guide library for. And probably the easiest way to drag them in is to use your media browser, but by default it just has GarageBand and iTunes folders locked into it. So I'm going to actually drag over my guide library folder. So you can see that I've got all these guide cues that I can use and just drag in. It just makes the process go a lot faster, and it also makes it consistent from song to song too, when I'm not having to re-record everything. So I can just drag that right in there, and there's my guide library. So now all my guides are right in here, and I can just start kind of dragging them in. First thing I need to drag in is intro. So let me pop that in there, and it needs to go right there at beat 3 of that measure. And then I've got to do my count off. So I have count 1, count 2, count 3, count 4. So let's drag those in. And by default, it drags in the file right at the first of the bar. So you'll have to move it once you drag it in. So that's beat 1. And that's count number 2. And here is count 3. And I move it to beat 3. And then finally count 4. Alright, so here we go. So now here's what it's going to sound like. You never let go.
Intro. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay. Now what I'd like to do is go ahead and merge those together. So I think I can either right click on it or maybe under edit, join. So I'm going to join those together to be 1. So that makes I'll use that count off here several times. So it's good just to have it as one file as opposed to several. To make things go quicker, I'm just going to take this and I'm going to copy it and paste it in the different sections where I would need it to go. So I'm going to go ahead and just do that by copying that and then just forwarding to every section of the song that's going to need it. So one measure before the verse, I'm going to need to count off into the verse. One measure before the channel, I'll need it as well. Actually, so it would be right here. One measure before the chorus, I'll need one. One measure before verse 2, I'll need one as well. And just so on through the rest of the song. Now here the chorus repeats, so I don't need to count off into the repeat. I'll just drag a repeat one in there when the time comes. Okay, so bridge 1, I'll put 1 right before the bridge. bridge 2 is just a repeat. And then back to chorus. And that's another repeat. And then we have the outro, so we just need one more. Right there. Okay. So we're good to go. So now we have all our count-ins for the whole song. So now we just need to drag in our sections. So we have title section. We've announced the intro here. So 6 beats prior to the intro, just 2 beats before the count. Okay, so continuing on, we got the title in here. So I need to add the instruction for verse. So that's what this section is here, verse 1. So I'm going to drag the verse cue right over here. And it needs to actually go in halfway through so that it appears 2 beats before the count. And we can listen to that, see what that sounds like. Good. So we're just going through. There's channel, so I'm going to drag my channel cue right there, and then move it to beat 3. And there's the chorus. And again, there's verse 2, but it's just the verse cue. Drag it there. Whoops. For some reason it didn't want to drag. Here. Whoops. I wonder what's happening here. That's strange. Here we go. And channel. 1, 2, 3. And again, chorus. And then on this repeat chorus, I have a cue for repeat chorus, so I'm just going to grab that. And depending on where the chorus sits, I might put that right at the top of the bar. Let's listen. I'm going to put it on the half, on the 3rd bar, because there's no pickup. Good. Alright, so we got the repeat in there. Next section is bridge. So, where are you? There it is. And that's bridge. And the bridge itself repeats, so I'm just going to use a generic repeat right here. So I'm just going to say repeat. And I'll put it probably on the 3rd beat again, right before the... I might put it on beat 2 because there is actually a pickup on that. Okay. And again, that goes back to chorus. And let's see, I think the chorus goes down. Okay, so what I want to do, because there's actually a couple instructions there, it's actually going to come down. Okay, so now I need to put in the chorus again. Drag that to beat 3. And again, that chorus repeats, so I'm going to use the repeat chorus. Alright. And then finally, outro, which I have an outro right there. There it is. Okay, perfect. And as you can see, we kind of hear it fading out, which is good.